YouTube, can you hear me clearly and see me clearly? Is it coming through the microphone here? Gonna just wait a few minutes before we get started here today. Sound check. Any moment now, we're gonna see the Queen is here. You're good. Good afternoon, Eli. Lewis, can you hear me tapping this microphone here? Can you let me know, please? Do you hear me tapping that microphone? I just want to make sure that we're coming through loud and clear through the headset microphone. The Queen is here. You're good. You hear me? You heard me tapping it, right, Queen? Right? All right. Queen says hello. I guess she's saying hello to Lewis. Yeah, I just want to make sure you heard me. You hear me tapping the actual headset microphone. I always do a tap test now because I want to make sure it's not coming through the onboard microphone on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Because if it does that, then it's going to get wind noise and it's not going to sound as good. And when you're on mobile, you know, it's like there's no way to test it out. You got to go by what your audience says, right? It's a beautiful day again here in Redwood City, California, where I live. It's about 82 degrees, nice breeze. Can't ask for any better weather again. It's a nice day for a walk. And I got to tell you, folks, while we wait for some more people to join us, life is great. Life is a great thing. And I will say that life is great for myself. You know, regardless of what's happening in life, you always want to look at it in a positive way and make it great. One thing I've always tried to instill in everyone's minds and brains that has followed me for some time is that you're capable of making life as great as you want it to be. And only you are in control of your own destiny and your journey. You have no one else to blame but yourself for your actions. Or even non-actions in some cases. Sometimes not acting upon something is just as bad as acting upon something in a terrible way. Or in a wrong way. But what I've seen in this crazy modern digital world we all live in, and not just out here on YouTube, this is an issue off of YouTube as well. This is just a global issue that I've seen regarding our men nowadays. Our modern day men, especially the millennials and post-millennials, and even some Gen Xers like myself, I'm 47, I'll be 48 in December, are struggling to understand what a real man is. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad that the majority of men in this world nowadays don't understand what the purpose of a man is, and you're living in the body of a man biologically. It's pretty sad. And I come out here and talk about this as a coach because I've gone through all this in the past and I've learned how to better myself, and I want to help you better yourself, right? I'm not here to bash men or women or anybody. I'm here to state what's happening, why it's happening, and how you can turn it around and better yourself. what happens with most men nowadays when you try to help them, when you can identify they're struggling with this. They get really triggered and they get very emotional, which is not a masculine characteristic. They don't handle criticism like men. We have men in this world that handle criticism like women, or even worse than women. And it got to the point of where yesterday on my stream I was saying I have a lot more respect for most women nowadays than I do for most men. Why? Because they're being stronger than you are, even emotionally. It's just really weird what this world's turned into. But just because women have gotten stronger, they've been liberated, and they're now empowered, which is what I'm trying to say, doesn't mean you men have to stop being men. It doesn't mean you have to change your ways of being a man and act more submissive just to try to get the more modern world version of the dominant woman. You still be yourself. And if you come across women that intimidate you, then you're just not manly enough, or maybe they're not the right fit for you, or maybe you're a strong man, but you're not attracted to a more dominant, assertive type of woman. Maybe you want more of an old school woman, right? That's more submissive and feminine. Or maybe like me, you want a well-balanced woman that knows the right time to be dominant and submissive, and knows the right balance and respects herself but still respects you as a man. Many of you guys struggle with this nowadays. You do. You struggle with it, and when someone like me, it could be me or another guy that's as strong and confident as I am within myself as a man, when we try to help you, instead of understanding that we care about you and we want to help you better yourselves, you attack us and you get triggered and you cry and whine like a little female dog. And it's pathetic. It's extremely pathetic. And then you're the guys that complain that women aren't the same anymore. Well, you're not the same as a man either, so what's the problem? How can you complain that women are different when you're different too? I get it when guys say, women have become more assertive and they've become more dominant and they're exuding more masculine energy nowadays than feminine energy. But what are you guys doing to counteract that? You're acting more feminine, right? Instead of staying in your masculine and not being fazed when these strong women approach you in a strong way. You handle it respectfully, professionally, maturely. How do I handle the modern day woman? I try to have a conversation with her as equals. And if I notice she's trying to assert power over me, I'll make her aware. I'll say, hey, look, I understand you're a strong, independent, modern day woman. I'm just looking to get to know someone that can meet me at the same level. I'm not looking to wear the pants, but I'm also not looking for you to wear the pants. I want us to get to know each other and equally respect each other, right? I'm man enough to call them out. Because I don't want to be with a woman that wants to wear the pants and control me in a relationship. I want to be with a woman that's going to be my equal, and I'll be her equal. And we can equally respect each other. But see, I'm man enough to share that with a woman I may be talking with and not fear rejection. More than likely, most of the women, when you call them out on that, they'll just walk away, right? Which is not a bad thing, because they were not the right fit for you in the first place. So why are you going to invest time in something when you know it's not going to work? Just because she's hot and she's paying you a little attention, she's dangling the carrot. You see, that's what these guys don't understand. I call these guys the beta males, right? And when I say that 97% of the men in this world are beta males, I'm not kidding you. They are. They're either completely beta males or they have some beta attributes. And they're trying to work on themselves to become a stronger, more alpha type of masculine man. That's what I'm here to do, is help those guys. I'm also here to help women better understand what attracts women to men. And it's not that us men are trying to kick you down, and it's not that we're unhappy that you've been liberated and you're working, creating your own stuff nowadays. We're cool with that. We just want you to be feminine, more in your feminine when you're in a relationship with us. Doesn't mean you have to kiss our butt or suck up to us, but be our equal. Don't try to one-up us, and we're not going to try to one-up you. I try to help men and women better understand male and female relationship dynamics. But the main issue is this. I keep saying this is the problem. The problem is the beta males. The problem is the beta males. And the way the beta males are doing things, you are further empowering women to have a lot more control than they bargained for when they got equal rights. Yet you're blaming women for your own mistakes. You guys don't want to own up to anything. You don't want to own up to your mistakes. I'm going to get to the topic here in just a second. And I've decided to talk about something for example purposes. This was my decision to talk about this. And I'm not doing this under any influence. I want to talk about this because this is the perfect example. Because that's what I do. I'm out here on YouTube and social media to build my business and my brand of helping people better understand these situations and work through their issues, resolve their issues, so whether you're a man or a woman, you can have whatever it is that your heart desires. Feels pretty warm. I'm going to come over here. We've got some people crossing the way. I don't want to interrupt them. So, we're going to get right to it here in just a second. Just want to pull over in the shade and check out the chat real quick. Okay, nothing happening in the chat. All right, let's get right to it. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from Red Morton Park here in beautiful Redwood City, California. Climate best by government test. I love where I live. You should love where you live too. People are coming. This is episode number 123, 123 of these. Queen and Lewis and Holly, or anyone else that's watching right now, live or on the replay. I'm waiting. I guess there's summer school here and people are pulling in and out of this lot. There's a kid up ahead there that's walking at a slow pace, and I don't want to run into him, so I'm going to wait here a second. I am here just listening. That's cool, Queen. Not a big deal. And today, we're going to be discussing attention-seeking and validation-seeking behavior is not a masculine characteristic. It's not a masculine trait. Real men don't seek attention and validation. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Real men don't seek attention and validation. Okay? As far as women go, that's completely normal for women. Even in the modern world of women being liberated, women are still biologically the same. No matter what's changed about their rights or the way things are done compared to how it was in the past during traditionalism, during the traditional days, women are still biologically women and they are still emotional beings. Trust me on that one, they're still emotional beings. Women respond to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling in the present moment. And then they reason with logic afterwards, right? So as a guy, you have to understand that when you're communicating with a woman, she's going to respond to whatever you say or do emotionally first, and then reason with logic. That's why when I talk with a woman, especially a woman I'm dating and I care for, I'm not going to just go in right away and ask her a question. I'm going to first lead up by saying, hey, babe, you mind if I ask you something? Let me ask you something, babe. That's cool with you, right? You want to make her feel comfortable. You want to make her feel safe. You want to make her feel appreciated. You don't want to scare her, right? You want to respect her in the same way she's respecting you. Yeah, babe, what would you like to ask me? And then you can go ahead and ask her whatever, right? But you have to take into consideration when you ask her whatever you're going to ask her, how's that going to affect her emotionally, right? You need to think before you speak. And a lot of guys don't understand that. And the reason why a lot of guys don't understand that is because, number one, they're betas and they just don't get it. But number two, there are a lot of guys that have gone through a lot. Maybe they came from a broken household, or they experienced some traumatic event in their life that affected them emotionally, and they haven't worked through that underlying issue yet. So that's going to affect them in the way they communicate with women, because they're not going to understand that women respond to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling in the present moment. And then they reason with logic. And like I said before, even if you're dating a woman for 10 years, and one day after your 10-year anniversary, you do something that throws off her emotions, nothing in the past matters. The past 10 years don't matter. You don't get time for good behavior with women because they're emotional beings and they respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment, right? But here's the funny thing. We have the majority of guys nowadays that are overreacting or responding to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment. And that's not masculine energy. Masculine energy is processing things logically and not letting it get to you emotionally. There's nothing wrong with showing emotion as a man, but process whatever is said to you or done to you logically first. And then think about it, if it's worth it for you to react emotionally or overreact emotionally. It's never worth it to overreact emotionally, whether you're a man or a woman, but it's more normal for a woman to overreact emotionally than a man. It's not normal for a man to react in an over-emotional way to anything. Now, for a man to show emotion at times, like if he's with a woman and he loves her and he wants to bond with her and spend the rest of his life with her, and if she feels the same way about him, that's an emotionally bonding moment. That's normal and natural. But when people do you wrong as a man, when people try to stir the pot with you and try to kick you down and all that as a man, you should not let that affect you emotionally. You shouldn't let that affect you at all. You should blow it up and say, this person just, has some issues they haven't worked through, right? And they're trying to kick me down to their level because they wish they could be as emotionally strong as I am. That's what it all boils down to. That's what it all boils down to. Got some people coming here. I'm a little bit later at the park today, so we're going to be running into a bunch more people. So hopefully my stream won't be interrupted or I won't get distracted here. So let's talk about someone I've been dealing with lately in this situation as the perfect example. Now, some of my moderators here and other people may not want me to talk about this, but I do. I do want to talk about it because it's the perfect example. And I'm a YouTuber. On top of being a life coach and having a presence all over social media through various platforms, I'm also a YouTuber. I'm also a part of the YouTube community, and I care about the YouTube community, right? And when certain things happen in the YouTube community, even though I'm not a drama person and I'm not looking to instigate drama, I want to discuss certain things for example purposes, like I always say, and to show to everyone out here that there is a better way to handle certain situations. So we're going to talk about RJ. We're going to talk about blind YouTuber RJ. And RJ, I'm sure you're probably watching this if you finally finished your drama stream from earlier, RJ, where you went on a total rant about me. Again. It was expected, bro. It was expected. Nothing new. Now, Queen and everyone else, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I'm not giving RJ another chance to work with us or, to be a part of this. But I am going to give him one chance to redeem himself regarding certain things he's done, and whether he agrees with what I'm going to offer him or not, his actions or non-actions will show his true colors. If he hasn't already burned all of his bridges, good, bad, or indifferent already. Because the truth of the matter is, RJ, your actions lately are not masculine at all. I'm going to start off by saying this, RJ. You and I both lost our fathers many years ago, and you also lost your mother as well. I still have my mother around. God bless her, and God rest my father's soul, and God rest your mother's and father's soul. But see, RJ, as part of getting to know you, we've talked about our fathers. Let's just talk about our fathers specifically here, right? Because our fathers are who mold us little boys into grown, mature, strong men, right? Respectful men, right? You and I have talked about our fathers many times, RJ, and you've told me many times how your father raised you to be a good, strong, real man, RJ. And I have to ask you this question, RJ. If your father was still around today, or let's say he's in heaven and he can see this, right? Do you think your father would be proud of your recent actions and behavior? Ask yourself that, RJ. Do you feel the recent actions you've taken and done, we'll get to that in a little bit here again as part of this topic, do you feel that your father would be proud of what you've said and done. I really want you to think about that, RJ, because I'll tell you this, RJ. My father is proud of me. Before he passed away, he was proud of me of what I was becoming as a man. He was proud when I got my insurance licenses and started doing well in the industry. And then, shortly after that time, within that year, he passed away unexpectedly. And right now, I'm living in my father's memory. And I'm living my life in the ways that he raised me to be as a man, RJ. You know, when I was younger, RJ and everyone else, I was a little rebel. And I'm not saying at times I'm not a little rebel or a bigger rebel nowadays, right? I've grown up. I'm a lot more mature and I make better decisions most of the time nowadays. But when I was younger, I was a little rebel. I didn't listen to my father. I challenged everything that he tried to teach me because I just wanted to do things on my own. I just wanted to do things my way, right? But what I didn't realize, RJ, is that my father meant well for me. I didn't realize that until I got older, RJ, and realized that my father was only trying to help me learn the right way to do things so I don't make the same mistakes he did when he was younger. And I'm sure your father, RJ, tried to teach you the same thing. You, RJ, have said many respectful things about your father. And I believe he was a very firm man like my father was, but fair as well. Firm, but fair. That's the best way to describe how my father was. And it sounds like your father, RJ, was the same way. But your behavior lately, RJ, and your actions and non-actions tell a different story about how you were raised to be. I don't think you were raised to be the way you've been behaving, RJ. I don't think you're being yourself. And the reason why you're not being yourself, RJ, and I'm just going to come out and say it, is because you're a very insecure man. I'm not trying to kick you down or criticize you for that, RJ. You are a very insecure man, because a secure man that was raised right by a father like you had, RJ, would not do this, would not behave in this way, and would not live this way in the memory of his father. Your behavior right now, RJ, is basically shaming your father. And you should be ashamed of yourself to disrespect your late father by the way you're living your life and the way you're doing things nowadays. Am I being a little harsh, RJ? No, not really. I'm just stating the truth. I'm being honest with you. This has nothing to do with your disability of being blind and having Asperger's. This has to do, RJ, with the way that you, the way that you have chosen to live your life and the way that you've chosen to do certain things. Again, why are you doing the things you're doing them? Why are you feeding into drama again, RJ? Because you are a drama queen, RJ. I mean, RJ, here's the thing. When somebody does something once, okay, it could be a mistake. Twice, maybe a mistake. When somebody does something a third time, and in your case, like 30 times, that becomes a pattern, RJ. And your pattern leads back to one thing, RJ, that you love drama. Whether you say you love drama or not, or whether you say you're feeding in the drama or not, RJ, your actions show otherwise, right? Actions speak louder than words, right? And RJ, like I said on the stream earlier on in the week, your words, RJ, are not congruent with your actions. You even came on one of my shows and talked about that topic, RJ, and now You're going against your own words, RJ. You're going against your own words regarding everything that you talked about over the last week and a half when we started to reunite and tried to work together again for the 30th time. Now, like I said yesterday, I'm not looking to ever work with you again. You're blocked everywhere. I don't want to work with you in a professional capacity. And I've moved on. But I'm going to make you one offer to redeem yourself, because I want to see, RJ, if you truly are the man that you claim to be. I want to see if you truly are the man that you claim to be. And there's only one way to find out, RJ. Let me see. Queen, I want you to understand something. I understand when you say let it go. I don't think you understand where I'm coming from, Queen. This is part of my life coaching. This is a lesson to be learned. I'm teaching a lesson here. I've already let go of the RJ situation, right? But I'm here to try to help people with these experiences, by sharing these experiences. And that way, other people, or maybe even RJ, might end up taking a different route to better himself or themselves, right? So, Queen, respectfully, I'm not triggered, Queen. I'm calm. I understand where you're coming from. I completely understand where you're coming from, but I'm here to help people and teach lessons and share stories and experiences that I've dealt with, what happened, and what better ways there are to handle these situations, Queen. So please, hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. And, that's what I do. And I understand your concern. I respect you and I appreciate you. And you've been through a lot yourself. We've all been through a lot. This is the way I like to do things, to help people and teach people. Okay? So, RJ, here's the thing. You decided to go with the drama group yesterday. We had planned, like I mentioned on my stream. If you missed my stream from last night, folks, check it out. It pretty much explains everything in detail. I did a late night with Coach Eli stream from the studio last night, a couple hours long, but it pretty much says it all. You and I were supposed to do a stream on my channel yesterday. Give me a second, someone's coming by. You and I are supposed to do a stream on your channel yesterday, RJ, to discuss some of these topics in greater detail that we discussed on my channel over the past week that you've been on my channel. And again, you had told me, RJ, that you want me to ban every single known drama person from the drama studio. You said you want absolutely no drama and you want everybody banned, right? And you had also told me that Brutally Lauren was done with the drama. And at first I thought she might have been done with the drama, but she's not, RJ. She's not. So I did exactly what you asked me to do with the mod wrench, and so did my other mods from my channel. You basically told us to just ban everyone that's a part of that group. You want nothing to do with drama. You want to reach a different market, right? But when I came into your chat and started banning everyone, Lauren came in and started unbanning everyone, including people that were doxing people as well. I don't have to share the rest of the story, because if you folks want to hear the rest of the story, go back and watch my last stream. And most of you that are watching now already know the story. Again, your actions were not congruent with your words, RJ. Would that make your daddy proud? Let me ask you this, RJ. Do you think that this behavior would make your daddy proud? Do you feel, RJ, that you're representing your late father in the best ways possible? Because you want to know something, RJ? I'm a spitting image of Dimitri Melas. My full name is Elias Dimitri Melas. My middle name was named after my father's first name. I live in the memory of my dad. And everything I do, I think about him and how he would feel if I did that specific thing. That's my father, my creator, the man that gave me life. Same with my mother too, no disrespect to my mother who's still around. But we're just talking about our fathers right now. That's my creator, RJ. I owe my life to that guy, even though he's not alive anymore. And I'm going to do the best damn job I can to properly represent his memory, especially having his first name as my middle name. Do you feel that your actions, RJ, not being congruent with your words, are properly representing the memory of your creator, RJ? And when I talk about your creator, I'm not talking about God. I'm talking about your father, your late father. Are you listening to these words? I know you are. Are you going to listen here, or are you going to go live again and start disrespecting your father again, RJ? Because honestly, RJ, you could talk all the smack you want about me. I don't care. But the more smack you talk about me and behave in ways that are against your father's wishes and the ways that he raised you, the more you disrespect your old man, your late old man, RJ. And how does that make you feel? I bet it doesn't feel good at all. I bet you don't even like the fact that I'm talking about your father right now, RJ. But I have to use this for example purposes to teach people and to really get them to understand. And sometimes you gotta go a little deeper because some people don't understand it any other way, RJ. Especially you. Now you've got an audience of drama people temporarily because you chose drama over non-drama, even though for the last week and a half you said you were done with drama completely, right? And you wanted myself and the people that I had you moderate from my mod crew on your channel, you had us mod the chat in ways where you wanted all these people gone. But because you let the drama queen of all drama queens, Brutally Lauren, come on your channel again and convince you that I'm trying to tell you how to run your channel, which I wasn't. I was just doing what you told me to do. You tell me. If your father was alive, RJ, and you, your father, and I were sitting around a table having a conversation about this, who do you think your father would believe, RJ? And I'd show him proof. How do you think your father would feel about you treating people this way, not being congruent with your words, RJ? And more so, RJ, like I've said in the past, a real man, well, like I said earlier on the show, it's a topic, a real man does not seek attention and validation, RJ. You, RJ, are seeking the attention and validation of Brutally Lauren because she's female. And that's pathetic, bro. That's pathetic, man. You basically are seeking the attention and validation from the person that completely destroyed what you were rebuilding with myself and other great people I'm connected with for the past almost 2 weeks. Again, if you, your late father, let's say he was still around, if you, your father, and I were sitting around a table right now talking about this, who do you think he would believe? And what do you think he would say? And I would completely respect your father. I respect people, RJ, in the way that I want to be respected. I treat people the way I want to be treated. But if I were to say to your father, if we were around that table, RJ, sir, I've been trying to help your son become a better and stronger man. Do you think your father would feel that you're being the best man you could possibly be, RJ, if we're having that conversation? It's a warm day. It was 82 degrees when I got out of my car. It just feels a little bit warmer right now. When I get around to the other side, I'm going to stop and get some water before the third lap. I'm going to do 3 laps, folks, then I'm going to call it a day. And I might do a late night stream tonight, but I'm not going to do an early evening stream, I'll tell you that. I'm going to take the evening off, and I have some other phone calls to make. But yeah, I'm going to do one more lap. We probably have about, let's see here. We probably have about a good, 35 to 40 minutes left on this show. So get your questions, comments, and concerns in right now. So here's the thing, RJ. Again, we're not ever going to work together again. I've tried many times. I've given you many chances. But I'm going to extend one olive branch to you to see how much of a man you are, RJ. Because RJ, when you're on your channel, you act all tough. And you talk about me and nobody else because you know that gets you the most attention when you talk about me, RJ. You know that, right? And you know when you talk smack about me to this pre-existing drama audience that doesn't like me, you get the most attention, right? So in essence, RJ, is it the manly thing to do to try and get ahead by eating off another man's plate, RJ? If we had that conversation with your father, and I told your father, sir, I'm starving, sir, because your son keeps eating the food off my plate as well as his. And your father would say, RJ, is that true? Where's Eli's food? RJ, I didn't raise you to treat people that way. See, RJ, does it make you feel like you're getting ahead? Does it make you feel important? Does it make you feel validated by using my name to try and eat off my plate? Is that the most masculine thing you can do, RJ? Would your father be proud of that, right? I can certainly tell you my father would kick my ass if I treated anybody that way, RJ. I would never treat someone that way. My father raised me to never treat any man or woman that way. He told me to stand up for myself when I'm being mistreated, but do it respectfully. And I've added on to that by saying respectfully, professionally, and maturely. Do you think that your actions and your behaviors, RJ, lately have been mature and respectful, let alone professional, which we know it's nothing but professional, RJ? Nothing but professional, bro. So I'm going to give you one chance to redeem yourself. And whether you do this or not, I don't care. Because whether you do this or not, once this is done, or if you don't agree to do it, I'm never talking with you again. But you try to go on stream and try to act like you're the big man. And you try to say, oh, you have a degree and that I'm a fake life coach. And you talk like you're the big man on campus, RJ. When you're all alone in your room, RJ, and you're on a panel by yourself, and I'm not there, you talk a big game. And why do you talk that big game, RJ? Because you know that's what the drama people want, and you know you love drama, RJ. It's obvious. You know when the drama people are watching and you're getting those views and fake subs and all that, it validates you, it makes you feel important. But what you don't realize, RJ, is those people don't give a shit about you at all. They don't. They only care about one thing, drama, right? And they primarily care about trying to knock me down because they perceive me to be better than them. They're using you to get to me, and that's another thing you don't realize, RJ, because here's the thing. I'm not trying to say I'm all that. I love everyone. I'm willing to help anyone. But RJ, no one would know you exist if it wasn't for what I did to put you on the map. And if I was sitting down at a table with you and your father, and I showed him how I helped you get on the map, don't you think your father would appreciate what I'm doing for his son? And how do you think your father would respond? Got some people coming. I'm going to just wait for them to pass on by. It's just a very narrow sidewalk here. But like I said, RJ, after I would tell your father and show your father what I did to put you on the map, and then I would show him what you did afterwards, how do you think your father would feel? You disrespecting a man that gave you the shirt off his back 30 different times. How do you think your father would feel about that? It sounds like to me, RJ, the way your father was, he would do the same thing to you my father would do to me in that situation. He would whoop your ass, RJ. That's what he would do. You correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not. Right? He would whoop your ass, right? And you would deserve it. And you know you would deserve it. You see, RJ, you haven't learned to truly appreciate what real good people have done for you. You're no different than any other attention. Let's not say the word and get demonetized or removed. It starts with a W, RJ, but you're an attention W, RJ. You're no different than any other person on the internet that's insecure, immature, and you're a grown-ass man in your early 40s behaving like a 2-year-old, not only a 2-year-old little boy, you're behaving like a 2-year-old little girl or worse, RJ. Because you're coming out here and you're seeking validation, and you're seeking acceptance, and you're doing stupid things to make that happen. And what's happening? You're attracting the wrong people. And you think those people care about you, RJ, but they don't. They only care about themselves. They don't care about other people, right? They don't care about you. They don't care about me. And to be quite frank, RJ, they don't even really care about themselves. They're miserable because they don't like the person they see in the mirror. And those are the people, RJ, you've decided to hang around with. After, for the last almost 2 weeks, you said you're done and you want to create positive content. And you want to do things in respectful ways in the way that your father raised you to be. Again, RJ, how do you think your father would react if he was still around and seeing what you're doing, RJ? Do I have to repeat it again? Or would you be in the corner, RJ? Would you be getting just a timeout, RJ, or would you be getting it good? Because I'll tell you, it sounds like I said earlier, it sounds like your father was a lot like mine. And if you misbehave in that way, especially at your age, RJ, you would deserve to get it from your father, and so would I. If my father was around, I did something stupid like that, he would still whoop my ass to this day, RJ. He would still do that, RJ, to this day. Because no matter how old you get, even as a grown adult, as long as your parents are still around, they're your parents. And you represent your parents. And when they're gone, you represent their memory. So here's what I'm going to offer you, RJ, to try and redeem yourself. Whether you do this or not, I don't care. But your actions or non-actions are going to show the world who you really are, RJ. They're going to show the world who you really are. I'm going to invite you on to my channel tomorrow, RJ, and we can have a one-on-one conversation, you and me, man to man, RJ. Are you man enough to have a one-on-one, man-to-man conversation with me, RJ, and talk about this professionally, respectfully, and maturely? I'm not going to argue you. I'm going to be cool, calm, and collective. I want to see if you can handle yourself, RJ. I want to see if you're strong enough in the ways that you mentioned your father raised you to be. Are you strong enough in the ways your father made you to be, like you've been saying all along, RJ? Or has this been all one big joke, RJ? Are you just one big joke? You see, RJ, if you want to play, I can play too. And I'm not here to play, RJ. But the one thing I will never let anyone do to me is disrespect me blatantly like you did. You blatantly disrespected myself. You disrespected my moderators. You disrespected a lot of people. And quite frankly, RJ, you don't have a lot of real friends right now. You're only, actually, Brutally Lauren's not even really your friend. You think she is, and she's going to say she is, but Brutally Lauren only cares about herself and her drama instigating audience. You're just another fish in her pond, RJ, and you just can't see that. You can't see that, bro. Well, no disrespect. I understand you're blind, but you just don't understand that. Let's talk in a way where it makes sense for you. My apologies on that. No disrespect on the blind thing. So I'm going to invite you on to my channel, you and me, one-on-one. And let's see if you can last 1 hour. If you can come on and last for 1 hour, and we have a civil conversation about this, RJ, then you can redeem yourself. I don't think you would last 5 minutes, RJ. I think you would get triggered. I don't even think you're going to show up, RJ, because I don't think you're man enough to face me. Because if you were man enough to face me, RJ, and have a real, mature conversation about this one-on-one, you would have found a way to reach out to me or even through a third party and said, Eli, let's talk about this. I don't want to go live and talk smack about you. I'd rather settle my differences with you, man to man, face to face. Or panel to panel, because we're on YouTube, right? So are you man enough to confront me one-on-one and tell me the same things to my face, RJ, that you did on your stream earlier, your public rant stream about me? Because you're, apparently, I guess you're jealous over something, right? And, you know, something triggers you about me, RJ, for you to go off on me for hours, right? You see, RJ, if you in your head and heart know that you're better than me, why do you have to go out there and project it? The only time people project things is when they perceive others they're projecting upon to be better than them. And you do that to make yourself feel better, RJ, and that's pathetic. That's not masculine energy, RJ, and that's not the way your father raised you to be. Was that the way your father raised you to be, RJ? Did your father raise you to be a man or to be a sissy, RJ? So what's it going to be? Are you going to continue talking about me all week and trying to eat off my plate? Well, it's not going to get you far because, RJ, you don't have a lot of friends right now. Quite frankly, even the drama side doesn't like you, doesn't want you. The drama side doesn't want you. My side, the good side, doesn't want you. And Brutally Lauren is just using you. And all the good people you connected with, RJ, the real other YouTubers that you wanted to connect with, when they notice you're getting infested by Brutally Lauren drama, or any drama, they're going to drop you too. They're going to drop you too, RJ, and then you're going to have nowhere to go. Then you're going to be lonely and miserable, RJ, and then you're going to try to repeat the cycle again, RJ, but no one's going to accept you this time around, including myself. See, RJ, you do all of this for validation and attention, RJ. This is feminine energy. It's much more normal for women to seek validation and attention than it is for men, RJ. You're seeking attention and validation because you're insecure within yourself. You're not happy to just be alive as a man. A real man stands on their own, RJ. That's the way your father raised you to be, right? Give me a second here. I haven't even checked out the chat. Well, when I get over to this side over here by the tree, I'll check out the chat. I'm on my third and final lap, folks. We got probably another 20 minutes or so. 15, 20 minutes before we go off the air. So get your questions, comments, and concerns in. I'm looking forward to seeing what the chat's saying. The court of public opinion. And my good friends, my mods, they may agree, they may disagree, they may be neutral, who knows? But hey, we'll find out. And we'll deal with it accordingly. It's not a big deal. It's such a nice day, I'll tell you that. I forgot to get some water. I'll be fine. I'll make it. Let me come over here in the shade and check out the chat. Queen says, except for me because I wasn't going to fall for the trap. Queen, we already know that you didn't fall for the trap, and that's okay, Queen. I'm just teaching a lesson today, Queen. That's all I do. Lewis says, I'm watching an ad about coaching and all different kinds of coaches. That's great, Lewis. Let me know what you come up with. Lewis Fuller says a spanking. Well, it'd be more than a spanking because, Lewis, let me tell you something. If your father, because you lost your father too, Lewis, you, RJ, and I, we've all lost our fathers, right? Our creators, right? If you behaved in that way, Lewis, your father would have whooped your ass too. Tell me I'm wrong. I've talked with you about that, Lewis. You love your father. You live in his memory. You even shed some tears on the phone with me, Lewis, and I did along with you too. That's an emotionally bonding moment, even for men. That's totally normal in that situation. Let me see, where are we at? Holly, hopeful, and blessed. Hi, Eli. I'm at Arby's again, getting a low-calorie wrap. That's funny, Holly. I'm not going to mention what you mentioned to me privately about your experience at Arby's the last time. You can mention it yourself if you'd like. Queen says, hi, Holly. How are you? Queen says, Holly. Queen says, Holly, I'm doing okay. Lewis Fuller says, yes. All right, we're caught up in the chat. We're caught up in the chat. So, RJ, you have the opportunity to come on my channel tomorrow. I'll do it on my main channel. Okay? I may or may not keep it on my main channel depending how crazy you get, RJ, because if you do something crazy after the stream's done, I'll move it over to Coach Eli, 2 uncensored live streams. I'll run it there, RJ, because yeah, I have super chat there, I'll be honest. And I deserve to get super chats if people want to super chat me, right? I deserve to get some restitution, RJ, for the amount of time and effort I've put into you. And you've screwed me and my people every time when we really care about you. What would your father think if I told him that, RJ? How many times you've screwed myself and the good people I connected with you over many times, RJ? Are you going to go live on your channel later tonight and get triggered that I'm talking about your father, RJ, and be less of a man than you already are? Or are you going to man up and face me like a man tomorrow on my channel? We'll do it tomorrow night, RJ, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, or 10 p.m. Yeah, well, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. You'll be done with dinner by that time. It's before your bedtime. What are you going to do, dude? I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to teach people a lesson. This is pathetic, feminine behavior for a man. Worse than feminine behavior. Most women don't even behave like this, RJ. That's how pathetic it is, right? What will your daddy think about that? Folks, we have a serious issue in the modern world where men are not getting the support that they need. I'm happy for women that they're getting tons of support, and women that become stronger and they're creating their own stuff. I'm proud of you ladies, and I understand that. I also have, other opinions regarding that, but we're not going to get into that today. But here's the thing, RJ. Men are not getting the support. Oh, what is this dude doing? He's like driving really weird. Oh, he's trying to back into a spot. Men are not getting the support, RJ, in the same ways that women are getting the support, and that's part of why I do what I do. That's primarily why I do what I do. I want to support men like you that are struggling to understand what it really takes to be a man in the modern world, or a man, period. But here's the thing, RJ. If someone's trying to help you, or if you're coming to somebody for help, you have to be open to the help and allow them to help you, and be consistent with your actions and be congruent between your actions and your words, RJ. And you haven't been. Real men are consistent and congruent between their actions and their words. You came on my shows, RJ, and you apologized for calling me the CUCKOLD, like all these drama people call me that are a part of your channel, for the time being, until you decide to get rid of the drama again, then start the cycle all over again, RJ. Is the cycle going to repeat again? Are you going to leave YouTube, RJ? That's my next question. Are you going to leave YouTube? Or are you going to man up and be a real man and stop seeking attention and validation and make something out of yourself in the ways your father wanted you to make something out of yourself, RJ? Because deep within, RJ, here's the thing. If you go live again and start talking smack about me again, I don't care. I'm going to ignore you. But if you go live again and start talking smack about me instead of doing the right thing, come have a civil conversation with me one last time before we never talk again, it's going to more so prove to the world and to yourself and your late father and mother how pathetic of a man you are, RJ. It's also going to show the world, but more importantly you, how much of a failure you are. And it's also going to really hurt, RJ, because your parents wanted you to be better than that. Because you yourself wanted to be better than that in the memory of your parents. And you're actually disappointed in yourself, RJ, that you're living this way and behaving this way in the memory of your parents. You should be ashamed of yourself, dude. You should be ashamed of yourself. You talk a big game, dude. This is why I'm using you as an example for this show. You talk a big game, but you're just a big sissy, bro, because you just won't confront people one-on-one. And when you confront me, you're not going to say the same things to my face. You're going to say, well, dude, what did you do it for? Drama to appease your girlfriend, Brutally Lauren? Your wannabe girlfriend, Brutally Lauren? Why are you doing this, bro? Aren't you better than that? Do you like how I'm coming at you? I'm being respectful, professional, and mature, RJ, but I'm coming at you. And you deserve what you're getting. And it's up to you, RJ, if you want to let my words get to you, or if you want to handle it maturely and man up about it. Either way, I don't care, RJ. I'm just doing this to prove a point. I'm doing this so you can see how you're coming off and how it's affecting you and what it's costing you. You won't see it any other way, RJ. This is called tough love, just like your father would give you. And my father would give me. And that's my coaching style, tough love. But no, RJ, you say that I'm a fake life coach. That's the respect you've paid me in return after everything I've done for you for the last 3 years, to put up with your bullshit, to keep forgiving you 30 times, to connect you with my people, to go to bat for you with the good people that were challenging me, and I fought for you 30 times. And that's how you treat me, that's how you respect people that go out of their way for you, RJ? You should be ashamed of yourself, bro. You should be ashamed of yourself. You know, I'll say this. In the past, I said some things. I got triggered about this stuff in the past. And my apologies to everything I've said to you, RJ, or threatened you with, or whatever, right? Those trolls, they never get over the past, right? They never do, because they don't allow people they perceive to be better than them to make mistakes. And they don't forgive those people because they try to knock us down with anything they can, even mistakes that us good people make in the past, right? It's a gorgeous day here. Kids, carpentry camp. Huh. Oh, that's interesting. They never had that when I was growing up, a carpentry camp where you can like build stuff, right? Like a contractor. That's actually pretty cool. Heck, I would do that as a 47-year-old. Sounds like fun. Sometimes I wish I had a child to do things like that with. It just wasn't in the cards. And may never will be. And that's something I've always wanted, but if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to let it destroy my life. I'm not going to let those things affect my life. RJ, why are you letting all this stuff affect your life? What are you really concerned about, RJ? What do you really want? What you really want, RJ, is to feel accepted. What you really want, RJ, is to feel appreciated and feel loved, right? But do you think going about it this way is going to get you what you want? You're repelling everybody, RJ. You're repelling everybody. Many people have been trying to get through to you that your relationship with Brutally Lauren is what's destroying all of your friendships and all of your connections on YouTube. It's probably affecting your real life too, right? Have you not seen the same pattern year after year, or every time you go back and forth like you've done 30 times? Have you not seen the same pattern? It all leads back to you putting your life in the hands of Brutally Lauren. You might as well hand your balls over to Brutally Lauren, RJ. That's what you might as well do, because that's what you've done. In essence, that's what you've done, RJ. And again, would your father be proud of you handing over your balls to her, RJ? Harsh but true, RJ. I bet everyone watching this and listening right now agrees with me. You've handed your balls over to her, RJ. Is that masculine behavior, RJ? Heck, RJ. Lauren's stronger than you. I'm not too fond of her actions or too fond of her after all this. But I will say this, RJ. She is much stronger. She's a much stronger person as a woman than you are as a man, RJ, and that's pretty pathetic, dude. That's extremely pathetic, dude. I would never want to be in that position where I kowtow to another woman and I am weaker than her. And I'm not saying that women are weak. I'm saying in this case, you are way weaker than she is, RJ. She has, if anyone has control over you, it is her, because you're allowing her to do that to you. You're allowing her, RJ. And because you're allowing her to do that, everything that affects her is going to affect you. Everything she's dealing with is now becoming your issue because you chose her over everybody else. You chose her. You always choose her. And look what happens every time you choose her, RJ. You lose it all. I've been respectful, professional, and mature. Haven't been triggered once. I don't get triggered anymore. I'm just here to state the facts. I really don't care what anyone thinks about this, RJ. I care about one thing: sharing the principle of the matter so people can learn from this story. That's why I do this. There's like some type of plant out here. I smell it's really strong. Whew, what is it? It's like one of those mint plants, and it just goes right up your nostrils and into your head and gives you a little headache. Got a nice bobcat up there. I love that bobcat logo. City of Redwood City. It looks like the city of Redwood City is actually helping construct part of this. Maybe they paid the contractors to do the other part, but now the city of Redwood City may be building this last part. We pay contractors, it's going to cost a lot more money than paying city employees to do it. Right? I'll come a little closer to this sign today. I know, Holly, you couldn't see this the other day. Pub in the Park, presented by Facebook. July 17th, which is past, and then we have August 7th and August 28th, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. That must be on a weekend. I may come check that out. Maybe I'll do a live stream. That looks cool. The little pub in the park. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in, folks. I'm going to go off the air in about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm almost done with my third lap. I'm going to pop on over here and check out the chat. Hey, Critical Mass Vlog, how you doing, bro? Arch came in here and he got banned. Can somebody tell me what RJ was saying? I can't see what he said. Can you be Holly or Queen or somebody? Can you tell me exactly word for word what RJ said that got him banned? I didn't ban him. I should have. But what did he say? What's up, says Critical Mass Vlog. How you doing, bro? Thank you for being here. Queen says, hello, Critical Mass. How you doing, Eli? I'm doing quite well, bro. How about yourself? Critical Mass says, hello, Queen. Holly Hopeful and Bless says, hope you have fish and chips at the pub. I'm not a fish eater, but I love the chips. I love fries every now and then, and I like burgers and stuff. I'm probably got to come check it out. I may do a live stream when it happens. I think that would be pretty cool. Not bad, says Critical Mass. Lewis said he said yes, he would. That's a fake account. He said yes, he would. I don't think that was a fake account. No, I don't think it was a fake account. And how would you know unless you have the go-to channel extension? Okay. So RJ, I'll tell you what. I'm assuming that was the real you and not a sock account. But we don't know for sure. How about you go live? How about you go live anytime after this stream ends? And you give us your answer. I'm not here to feed into drama, RJ. I don't care. I really don't care. All I'm trying to do is get some redemption here, but also teach a lesson. I don't hate you, RJ. I still care about you. I just can never work with you again. You betrayed me 30 too many times, or now 31 too many times, RJ. But I'm looking to see if you're going to be man enough to go toe-to-toe with me and at least stay in the ring for an hour. It's not going to be a boxing match, RJ. I want to have a mature and civil conversation about this. And we're going to talk about Brutally Lauren. We're going to talk about your words not being congruent with your actions. We're going to talk about how I modded your chat in the exact ways you told me to. And you told Lauren to do the same thing, and she disrespected you, yet you banned me and removed me and attacked me for doing what you initially told me to do, RJ. And see, RJ, if I really wanted to pull the same crap I did in the past, I could have banned everybody before I left. Now, if Lauren was there, she would have unbanned them. But I could have banned everybody, right, from your channel, even once your stream ended, right? But I didn't do that, RJ. I'm not a vindictive type of person. I know other people would have done that to you, and I did do it in the past because, yes, I was triggered back then, but I learned to handle it better. But we're going to talk about everything, RJ, and you need to be on for at least an hour. Not because of the views or the super chats or that. That'll be nice. I do deserve to make money off you, RJ, because you've wasted so much of my time. That's cost me money. You cost me money, RJ. So any money I make off of this, which I probably won't because people don't like you, and a lot of the people don't like me, but any money I do make off of it, I deserve to make it. But I'm not even doing it for that, RJ. I'm doing it because I want to see if you have the balls to have a civil, mature conversation without getting triggered or leaving for at least an hour, RJ. 1 hour. And I want to see how respectful and mature you are. Now, if you violate my rules or you violate the YouTube terms of service with anything you say, I'm warning you. You need to be mature about this. If you do something that I feel is in violation of the terms of service of YouTube, I will kick you off and shut down and delete that stream immediately. I'm warning you. I'm warning you that this is the way it's going to be. I'm not here to play games. I'm looking to see if you're man enough to have a civil conversation with me, man to man, and tell me the same exact things that you told your audience publicly about everything that you attacked me on, which I'm fine. I can handle it. I just want to see if you have the balls to talk to me one-on-one. So go do your stream. I'm going to get off the air here in a second. I'm almost back in my car. And I'm going to go and probably grab some takeout tonight and kick back, watch some YouTube, and relax. I have another phone call that I'm going to make later tonight to someone special. None of anyone's freaking business out here. And who knows, maybe I'll come back for a late night show. If not, I'll be back tomorrow. But I will at least have your answer if you go live and tell us, RJ. Go live and tell us, right? And let's see how you handle it, right? Let's see how you handle yourself, right? Let's see if you delete those videos, right? Well, actually, you did the stream and then you deleted it and came back. That's right. I was popping in and out. I had other things to do. Let's see if you delete your channel again, RJ. Are you going to delete your channel? Are you going to give up again? Is it the same old song and dance? Write me on Facebook if you want to get a hold of me. We're friends on there. I know, bro. I will. Eli, what's the best way to contact you? Well, Hangouts is the best way to contact me, but we need to connect there. So if you can do me a favor, bro, send me your email on Google Hangouts. And I want to add you to the group behind the scenes. Send me your Gmail email on Facebook that's associated with your YouTube channel, and I will add you on Google Hangouts. And then all you have to do is go to, you can get the Google Hangouts app on your phone, or go to hangouts.google.com on your laptop or desktop and that same account and add me. And then we could talk there. Yeah, bro, once this stream ends, I may not see the email on the replay. So if you can send me that email to your Gmail account, through Facebook Messenger. I'll get back to you later today, bro, and we'll connect on Hangouts, and you'll have access to all the mods here, bro. You can keep in touch with us, and we can do things a lot easier. Yes, I am on Facebook too, and I do use Facebook, and I do use the voice message part sometimes. They call it voice notes, right? But primarily, I like to when I'm dealing with YouTube people, especially mods, I like to be on Google Hangouts because it's the same platform. It's very easy to be logged into the same account across the board. You see what I'm saying? Google just streamlines that very easily. So, all right, folks. I said what I had to say. More topics regarding the demise of the man, the demise of masculinity, coming soon. Doesn't have to be that way, guys. Guys, you're in control of how you show up, right? You're in control of who you give opportunities to and do things for and not, right? You have no one to blame, guys, but yourself if you allow anyone, especially a woman, to take advantage of you, right? No one can hack it, but thanks for your concern. Oh, no, it's okay. Queen. With strong passwords and two-factor authentication known as two-step verification on Google accounts, it's almost impossible for people to get your password or to get in your account. Even if they get your password, they have to have your 2FA code, your two-factor authentication code or two-step verification code. All right, folks, have yourselves a good one. Like I said, I may be back for a late night show tonight. Depends how I feel. If not, I'll be back tomorrow. But hey, I guess keep an eye on the real RJ Sandiford channel and see if he responds. Again, whether he does this or not, once we do this, if he does decide to do this, if he faces me like a man, I'm moving on. And there's no turning back, RJ. This is just your chance for redemption and my chance for redemption too. Have a good one, folks. See you all later. Take care. Bye-bye. We're out.